Hello, and welcome to Blackfeather Guild. Before we go in and say hi to the cast and get started with the show, I wanted to talk very briefly about viewer actions and a little bit about sponsors. So, first off, there's a number of ways that you can actually actively participate in the show through viewer actions. One of the easiest ways to do so is through retweeting the game tweet. You should see that somewhere in chat if it's not in there already. But you just click on that link and hit retweet, and for every 5 retweets that we get on that, it will add a bonus to the cast pool and the game master pool. Now, in most cases, that's going to be an extra d6 that they can add on to any roll. Basically, a great way to use that is if a player is almost meeting a DC, but they're just not quite there, they can grab one of those d6s from the cast pool, roll that, and then add that to their roll. Basically, is how that works. Same with the GM. So that's one of the easiest ways that you can participate that way. Another way is through guild coins. That's our Twitch channel points. If you look at the rainbow colored icon, it should have the Black Feather Guild crest on it. It should be right below your Twitch chat box. If you click on that, it'll show you all the different things that you can get with those. The biggest one being plot points. Now, plot points, you can see an example right over here. They all work pretty much the same way. It's just a matter of how big of an impact they have. So for the example, when we've got 2 plot points, the player of your choice gets something moderately helpful or unhelpful. Enter any suggestions for the GM into chat, or you can have the GM come up with something entirely on their own. So just choose if you want it to be helpful or unhelpful to the party, and that's kind of how you can use them. You can throw in your own suggestions as well. How those work: 1 plot point is something trivially helpful or unhelpful. 2 is moderately, 3 is very, and 4 is very to the entire party. So if you want to do something to help the entire party or really throw a monkey wrench in their plans, 4 plot points will do that. So that's guild coins. And then finally, we've got donations. So if you want to help out with keeping the lights on in the place, so to speak, there's a number of ways that you can financially contribute. One of those being coffee.com/Raven or Raven.rocks. You can see both of those examples down there at the bottom. Those are the addresses to do direct donations. You can also do Twitch subscriptions or bits. Those work the same way. And then finally, Patreon. We've got a Patreon, which you should see in chat here any second if it's not there already. And our Bard tier patrons and higher get credits towards viewer actions every month that they can use on any show that they would like. You just have to let us know in chat how you want to spend those, and then we'll hand those out. So some very cool stuff. Before we hop over to see the cast, one last thing to mention is a couple things on this chart here. We've already covered the D6 and the plot points, but the triple crits, what that means is you can gift auto critical successes. And you can, it's triple because you get 3. You can divvy those out however you'd like. You can do 2 to the cast, 1 to the game master, all of them to the game master, however you want to do it. So they work much like the D6s. The cast members just grab that when they're available and they really need them and use them. So it's pretty cool. And then finally, the last one, introduce an ally or enemy NPC. Just give us a brief description of what you want this character to look like, kind of their character concept and a name, and let us know if you want it to be an enemy or an ally to the party, and the GM will basically take that and run with it. So really cool ways that you can participate. Lastly, I just want to take a quick moment to mention our sponsors. If you look at the logos down below, that's who's sponsoring this episode, and we'll talk a little bit about that before we introduce everybody as well on the next scene. So yeah, check all this stuff out and thank them for supporting us, and thank you for being here and watching. Let's go say hi to the cast. there we go. Hello.
Hello.
Thank you past me
Hi,
for the
everybody.
introduction.
Sorry, Raven. Didn't
Sorry,
mean to interrupt you.
go ahead, Zan.
Oh no, I was just going to say hello.
I was like, thanks, past
No,
me.
it's really hard trying to be like, oh yes, this is casual. We are having a casual conversation that is definitely not about hentai. Just 10 seconds ago. So I'm trying to put my face back on. I'm trying to be normal
Come
again.
on, Dan.
No, I can't. I can't. I'm not that tentacool.
It can't be that you're broken already.
No,
We
I'm not.
haven't even
I'm not.
started.
I'm not broken yet. I just, just a healthy
Hey,
10,
people.
15 a.m. conversation about tentacle porn. What you gonna do?
The
Yeah,
Pee-wee's
it's,
Playhouse magic word of the day is tentacle porn.
yeah.
apparently.
Yeah. Do not use that on our lovely sponsors, Grinding Coffee Company. That will not get you any discount. It will only get you weird looks. So,
Yes, it was a very odd conversation right before we were going live. If you couldn't tell.
I'm sorry, Raven. You can
You
take
guys
it.
gotta up your game. You gotta be able to switch gears.
Speaking of sponsors, though, and Grinding Coffee Company, so I got my sample pack in today, and it was amazing. Like, I knew it was going to be good, just because I read up on them. Obviously, them being a sponsor, I wanted to make sure I was promoting something that is good quality. But I got the package in today, and the shipping envelope, like just the envelope that it came in, I picked it up, and obviously you have to squeeze the envelope to pick it up. And as soon as I did, just a little bit of pressure on that envelope, the most amazing coffee smell came pouring out of this thing. So it's very clearly roasted right before they ship it. And then I made a pot of the Tanzanian. So I got like the sampler, so it's 6 different origin coffees. I tried the Tanzanian today, and it was absolutely delicious. So I was recommending them before because I read up on how good their stuff is, and now I can say, having tried it, I doubly so recommend it. It's incredibly good. And then if you use the code RAVVYN when you check out, or just use the link that you'll see here in chat. There we go. You'll get 13% off your order. I think the picture on our sponsor GIF shows 15%, which is incorrect. They made some adjustments, so it's actually 13%, not 15%.
That's a way
but it's still
number.
Yeah, it's a generous discount for sure, and it's really good stuff. It's well worth the price. Also, Fundamental RPG, of course, is our one of our official sponsors. No bias at all there at the fact that I wrote it. So, but yeah, thank you to the sponsors, and yeah, go ahead, and we'll introduce everybody.
Oh, yes, that's right. Introducing. I should probably orchestrate this as the Dungeon Master. Oh, my Dungeon Master duties. Yeah, howdy everybody. I'm Zan, but I feel like most of you were already aware of this. I am a professional Dungeon Master and content creator for 5e and a whole bunch of other systems. And today I'm joined with by an absolutely all-star cast. And we're going to let our cast introduce themselves, tell them where you can find them, and all that good fun stuff. By the way, if you want to catch me, I'll put my links in the chat real soon. But we're gonna start today with cats.
Hi, I'm a cat, except I'm a human. And you can find me in most places as Cat and Schrodinger, or a cat named Schrodinger, or a cat. I'm playing
not the cat that's sitting on the back of someone's couch right now, though, right?
No. Don't turn around and ask your cat where to find me. They'll probably just give you a weird look.
Or they might tell you, and that would be even weirder.
Yeah,
if that was the case, then I there's some really great rehab clinics that I can recommend you to.
Yes. And I'm playing a bard named Locrian, who is the ghost of a tiefling, and can't talk. That's it. That's all I got.
Well, I'm still waiting for Kat to start talking. I feel like there was some excellent information about their character, but I feel like their character was muted this whole time. or no, their character is mute. Haha. Um, aha. All right, Calliope, why don't you take the lead next?
Hi, I'm Calliope, and I play Lady Diatomaceous, who is the local revenant slash hairstylist and fashion stylist slash town gossip and Better Business Bureau president. And you can find me at Calliope on Twitter and hanging out thinking about how kids learn.
And definitely not related to tentacles. Yeah.
Yeah, or you can find me talking about tentacle porn right before the rest of the cast apparently cannot change that.
No, Raven. Nah, we're leaning into it today. We're leaning into the tentacles. We only got 3 of us. It's I'll read the La Famille Boucher if I disclaimer if I have to. We're gonna get weird today. Yes, Raven.
Oh my god.
Why don't you go ahead?
When you teach middle school, you learn how to change subjects on a dime. So
speaking of anything else, I play Bark, who is a gnome, and she's extremely similar to, but legally distinct from a certain Quark from Deep Space Nine. She very much acts like a Ferengi, but good-natured and generally will only rip off people who are bad. So those who are good get a pretty fair deal. But she's always looking for, the next deal, the next big thing that she can market. And she owns the tavern in town. And her biggest thing has been looking for exotic ingredients to make the best possible signature cocktail to bring everybody into the town. That's pretty much Bark. As for me, I am a bit of a real life bard. I do a little bit of everything. Name a thing that is done in the tabletop industry, and I probably do that on some level. And including dice making, which my molds should be here in the next day or two, so I'm excited to learn how to do that and get started on that stuff. But I also do art. I did the overlay and cover art for this show, for example, graphic design, and a whole bunch of other stuff. So that's me, and welcome. And yeah, I'm excited to see what happens today after we had the whole experience with a were-penguin last week.
With three were chihuahuas and a were penguin. Yeah, I feel like we're not.
Yes,
we're not giving
there were. There were were dogs and a were dachshund, if I recall.
I think a were crested hairless, a were dachshund, and a were chihuahua. Yeah, they were all small races.
But all of that pales in comparison to a were penguin, I think.
Yeah. Yep, you're not wrong. Yeah, it was a turtle turned were penguin, so it was a weird penguin
That's
turtle.
Right.
Very
Sounds
very
like a
odd
Pokemon.
thing. Oh man, I've been lost in fan made Pokemon games this last week. Don't even get me started. But one humorous note on the note of making dice, Raven, you got to let me know how that goes because I have made a few dice myself. And
cool.
yeah, it turns out that if you spill resin,
no.
don't spill it on the crotch of your pants because when it dries, it is unseemly. Especially if you spill the large quantity that I spilled. It's yeah, those are house pants now. Those are not gym pants anymore.
Anywhere upon your person is a bad idea to have resin.
Yeah, it was yeah, okay, so let's we're gonna dive right into our game then. This is gonna be we're gonna be starting a 2-parter episode called Tying the Noose, which is not nearly as foreboding as it sounds. We're going to be doing our little intro session to the climax next. The climax will be next week, and this week we are unfortunately down Maev. But you can catch her. You can catch them at Game Face on Twitter, or you can catch them on the Black Feather Guild Discord. They are moving this week, so they are currently unavailable. and we wish them a safe and happy and as unstressful of a move as they can possibly manage. Okay, so what is the name of our town this week?
Well, darling, I've been reading mythology, and I was thinking, wouldn't it be nice if it was Asphodel Acres?
And for our, of course, I understand the reference.
Well,
But for
in mythology, dear, in Greek mythology, asphodels are these tall plants with white, sort of ghostly flowers, and that's where everyone stands while they wait for the end of time. But you don't have to just stand around here because we have a wonderful tourism bureau, and I can give you a brochure.
yeah, you even now have a conversation cafe zoo, where
Wow.
the werebeast will serve you coffee and will even allow you to pet them, given
Well,
the
and
right
you
time of the
know,
moon.
the were penguin,
Hmm.
darling, he's taken over one of the old churches and turned it into Mr. Freeze Pop.
Oh, has he now?
Yes, and we had to rezone it. We had to, like deconsecrate the ground,
Mhm.
and but it was
In the background, Locrian's like demonstrating this with his book, like just kind of like whatever Lady Di is narrating right now. Locrian's standing behind her with his book and all his elaborate drawings.
well,
I'm just
It
getting a real
was-
Vanna White vibe.
it was Terrence's idea, but don't tell him we did it because of him.
Oh, this romantic tension between you and Terrence is getting to me. Will
Gross.
they? Won't
He's
they?
so disgusting.
So,
But it's no
Question.
joke. That's the tagline. I made that up.
oh god, that was good.
Yeah.
So, quick question, because I'm sure Bark would be very interested in this. Now, this cafe that you're talking about, is that in any way in partnership with with Bark's Tavern? Because of the whole exclusivity deal
That's a great question. Is it?
that Bark worked in at the beginning of the town.
We changed the name of Bark's Tavern to Bark's Tavern, which sounds really dumb, but there's a K instead of a Q now.
Yeah. It's on the street and it's called Bark's Tavern.
Oh
Well,
god.
It's so
It took me
it's
way
so
too long to catch
differently,
that
dear.
joke. I feel that hurt. It took me so long to pick up on that. I was like, no, but
Wake up!
Bark's name is already
That
with.
gets more psychic damage.
Oh no, that hurt
Yep.
my pride. My puns are better than that today. I don't know what.
Well,
the
it's
most
over
problem
near the
is.
dog park.
Hmm.
There's a big dog park now, and the were dogs run it.
Yep, that's it. That's it.
We're trying to get in those people who like to vacation with their animals.
And just for my benefit, what's everyone's favorite icy flavor or ice cream flavor run by the Were Penguin?
Ooh, that's an important distinction because if it's icy, then that would have to be cherry cola flavor. But if it's ice cream, then hey, thanks for that host. Mint chocolate chip.
I think it's like shaved ice. It's like Kona cones, I think.
Okay, then yeah, definitely cherry cola.
Is
Oh.
Bark working in like frozen cocktail deals with this, or
Oh, absolutely. If there's a deal to be worked out, she's on it.
man, frozen cocktails are the worst in the world to make. If you
delicious, though.
public service announcement, if you order that at a bar, please tip well, especially on a busy night. I'm not bitter at all. I'm not.
If it makes you feel any better, when I was a teenager, there was a coffee shop I would hang out at all the time. They had a chocolate peanut butter frozen drink, and I would order it a lot. And the barista there It was a friend of mine, so they weren't too mad about it. But every time I ordered it, they're just like, monster.
Fucking monster.
Peanut butter's hard to clean out of a blender, by the way.
Yeah, no, yeah, yep. I am aware. So are little bits of cherry, and bits of,
I believe it.
little bits of fruit are a nightmare. Okay, my personal grievances aside, Lady Di, what is your favorite flavor of icy?
Well, I don't eat, dear. That's rather gauche. And when you're as old as I am, you don't really eat. You don't do all that sort of thing that living people do. But I like smelling them all. I like the lime. It's very refreshing. It sort of covers the smell of death. Sometimes when you have a new body part, it takes a little while for it to join in with the others.
All right, what about you, Lokrian? I mean, what is your relationship with ice cream, given that you've just been osmosing things? Osmosing?
Like my first instinct would be jalapeno cheddar, but I think I'm gonna go with like a chili mojito.
You monsters! You monsters! Bark, I feel bad for you. You have some hard drink orders to fill.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's a
It's a good thing I had minions to clean things.
Expect the artificer, the skeletal artificer kobold to have my whenever I'm complaining about a drink, imagine it coming from the skeletal artificer kobold. That is now my NPC. He's the actual main character. Little did y'all know. Okay, so it is a not an unpleasant night. It's warm. There's a nice cool breeze coming from the sea. The seagulls are out in force and soothing you
At
with
night?
their
The night seagulls?
they're called nocturnals.
Oh my goodness. They're so
Yeah.
wonderful.
Says someone who's never lived in a place with seagulls. I don't know when seagulls are active.
It's
I'm from Mississippi.
usually the day.
I don't know anything.
Where do you see them go at night? They don't just seem to exist.
They go to bed.
Go to.
They sleep.
Wait. They curl up on their Casper mattress and kiss their little seagull babies goodnight and tuck them in.
Yeah.
Okay, excuse me. I've actually researched this as because we need to have the birding community come in and see our nocturnal gulls, noctigulls,
Yep.
because a regular seagull has an
Nocturnals.
egg that's really squished down low on one side, and the other so it rolls in a circle so it doesn't fall off the cliff. But our seagulls have nice, very rounded eggs. In fact, they're very cylindrical, so they'll fall right on your head. It's very exciting.
And they have a special hollow spot right at the bottom, right, so that they crack super easy. We wouldn't want
Yes.
any of our residences getting a concussion, but we do want
Oh,
them
of course not, dear.
immediately to know that the yoke is on them.
Well, they could wear. We've been
Oh,
providing
I see
them
what you did
with
there.
complimentary helmets.
Oh, that's it. It's the complimentary helmets is how you sell the frozen drinks. They've got like the big like frozen like the straws coming down and yeah.
Oh, like the beer
on the
hat.
yes,
The beer
of
hat.
course, this is it. Oh man, guys, we actually need to go into family planning. Oh god. Oh, my brain is so garbage
What we
today.
need right now.
Tourism planning. Oh god.
Well, I mean, we have to
Oh.
get more residents of Asphodel Acres somehow, dear.
Oh.
That's a Freudian slip right there.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Oh. You know what? There's a real easy.
We're gonna have to let Face know, like, we're gonna have to let them know when they're not here. Just everything just
Oh.
goes to chaos.
Yeah, we need.
Okay,
Face
there's
is
so
the
many
glue that
seagulls
holds the
out at
show
night.
together.
Face is the silent glue that makes this whole process work. We need them so much. Oh
It's been a hell of a few weeks. We're
Yeah.
all a little loopy, I think, from
Yeah.
life.
But we hope y'all are enjoying the show, and I promise right about now we're actually going to get into playing some Dungeons and Dragons. Um, yeah, so it's
I
a
say,
nice
Bark,
night.
there sure are a lot of seagulls out at night. I always thought that seagulls were diurnal, but they do seem to be out in full. My goodness. Should we be nervous? They do like to pick dead things apart. Shall I put up my parasol?
Oh, these ones seem to have funny looking head crests, though.
Hmm.
I think I
Perhaps
just punched a seagull, and my hand just goes
They're,
right through it because I'm not.
That's cute.
They're so melodious and soothing. There's nothing more soothing than a big flock of seagulls.
Exactly.
Yeah, their squawks seem to be oddly syncing up, and you can almost hear, "We were sailing along on Moonlight Shore."
That's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's apparently the soundtrack to today's episode, not Halfling Festival.
You can only sing like 10 seconds of it because, you know.
Oh yeah, copyright.
DMCA.
Yeah, copyright. What can you do? And yeah, I'm gonna assume that everyone is in Bark's Tavern on this
As you do.
lovely evening, as it is the only place that sells food and has a lively atmosphere.
It does have a lively atmosphere. There's a lot of bagpipe music, like penny whistle and drums and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, thank you so much for that subscription and for dishing out some emotes there. I got a really cool little. It's a bee.
Oh, it's so cute. Thank you so much for
thank
being
you for
sub.
subscribing. So real quick, Ryle12, I think I'm saying that right. With that subscription, you get to do 2 plot points, 1 plot point and a d6, or 2 d6, however you would like to do that. If you need a description of what plot points do, there's a full description in the panels down below. But just let us know in chat how you would like to use that. And welcome.
Yeah, you're welcome to use that however you want, but some plot points would definitely give us a little bit of direction today.
We're having a very silly game today.
Yeah, it's okay. We're all here to have fun, and I think that's exactly what we're doing. Yeah, and out of nowhere, it begins to rain. This is not unexpected. It is, a little bit of the rainy season. The shutters begin to buck a little bit, and I imagine Bark's Tavern has a tin roof, but I don't actually know. Does it, Bark?
I hadn't really given a whole lot of thought to what the roof would be like, but I like that idea.
Tin roof and rain. It's good noise.
Yeah.
So yeah, you all are kind of weathering out this storm. I think it came on a little unexpectedly, and goodness forbid that Lady Di's completely natural hair come into contact with this water.
Mm-mm.
I think Locrian's been in the back, sneaking into Bark's books and drawing really elaborate tentacle porn in the books.
Oh goodness. Okay. I'm down with
Feeling
that.
At some point in the week when Bark goes to update her books, there's just gonna be a loud Locrian!
Locrian. Yes, now we got some cool rain music going
I
on.
say, darling, this is an awful lot of rain. Oh, those poor seagulls. They probably all drowned.
I mean,
I hope they've run.
wouldn't
Run
drown.
so far away.
oh my god, it's zoomed in there. Thank you for that sub.
Hey, thank you
also,
very much.
John Hildian, thank you so much for that subscription. And likewise, you can do 2 plot points, 1 plot point, a d6, or 2 d6, however you'd like. It's a full description of what the plot points do in the panels down below.
I feel quite certain that 1 plot point from John will be more than enough.
I got a pride dragon from John. I'm so excited. It's beautiful.
Oh,
Thank you
that's
so
awesome.
much.
Dragon.
Yeah, it's lovely. I'm so happy. This has made my day.
And both of you, please enjoy the some of the most rainbowiest emotes on Twitch.
Heck yeah. Oh yeah, that's aggressive rainbow right there. That's aggressive rainbow. It's gonna have to wait till after this. It's gonna have to wait till after this rainstorm.
It's so
Rainstorm
unusual
is-
to have both rainbows and seagulls out in the middle of the night.
It's a moonbow.
It is.
It's such a full moon.
And yeah,
And
you hear
speaking of-
howling and coming from the were penguin enclosure.
These are some really weird sounds, but I'm also curious, why are there so many songs about rainbows?
I just wondered what was on the other side.
I've heard gold, but it's always like the closer you get to the end of the rainbow, it always seems to move.
You know, people say there's a lot of songs about rainbows, but I can only think of 2. And one of them is the song that says that they can think that there's a lot of songs about rainbows. I mean, I've lived for 234 years, dear, and if I've only heard 2 songs about rainbows, I think that song might be exaggerating a little bit.
I think you could be right. I mean, I'm no bard, but I run a tavern. I've been in a lot of taverns. I don't think I've really heard too many songs about rainbows.
No, nobody wants to sing
Heard
songs
songs
about
about-
rainbows.
I've heard plenty of songs about rain. I've even heard a few songs about bows. But rainbows? Not so much.
Yeah.
And it's in the midst of this conversation that the door slams open, and you see a hunched figure wearing a dripping wet cloak walk in and have a seat at the bar, their hood pulled high over their face. High over their face? Low over their face? They're hiding their face with the hood. You know what I
Does
mean.
this person look familiar to us at all?
This person does not look familiar.
I'd know that shadow anywhere. Bark just kind of looks at them and goes, if you'd like to dry off, you can hang your cloak up by the fire over there, and for a small fee, and get you a towel, or it's free with a drink purchase.
Yes, well, these sounds lovely. And they walk over, and you see them wearing an all black silk suit, and they lay their cloak on the mantle, and it begins to steam, and they hold their hands out and try to be warming themselves by the fire.
This man's name isn't Wilfred, is it?
No, this man's name is not Wilfred. He has Transylvanian accent. Clearly not Wilfred.
Dilfred.
All right. Wilfred.
You'd have to
Bark
be
will go
Wilfred.
get we'll go get them a towel and some sort of hot drink, like maybe a hot toddy or something like that.
Okay.
Hot toddy.
I think Lady Di is going to make eyes at Locrian, because anytime there's somebody new in the tavern, they have to kind of figure out what their deal is. And so they kind of like just give each other the look and sort of sidle over to see what's up.
I do that.
So we just sort of sat, and I'm like, darling, oh my goodness gracious, what are you doing out in a storm of seagulls, rainbows, and rain in a night like this? I'm so glad you've come here.
Yes, I am very weary. It is nice to find somewhere warm to rest my bones.
Oh, darling, so I'm Lady Diatomaceous. I'm the head of the tourism bureau here in Asphodel Acres. What is your name?
My name is Wilfred.
Oh,
Not
very
not not
sophisticated.
Wilfred, but Wilfred with
Oh, of
a
course.
V sound.
Right. Yes. Well, this is my friend Locrian,
Hello.
I smile
and he
really
doesn't say
nicely.
much, but he draws very accurate penises. If
Hello,
you're in the market for that.
Logrian.
It's
I actually
it's a very
would
niche skill.
I would like an accurate painting. That would be lovely.
Thank you!
Oh, I get to
Oh.
work.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that gifted sub.
Hey, thanks so much.
From John
So,
to
what other
IC
than
historian.
Locrian?
I was just gonna say real quick. So for IC historian, you can same deal. You can do 2 plot points, 1 plot point in a d6, or 2 d6, however you would like. Just let us know in chat.
So, Raven, I'm seeing that the gang is a little confused about what that means. Can you just explain it a little
Sure.
lower
So
for them? Sorry.
no worries at all. Let me get over to the panels so I can read it. One moment, but continue while I grab the information.
So, Wilfred, what brings you here other than a desire to get paintings of penises and get out of the rain?
I don't want painting of penis. Oh God, no! No, I don't want painting of penis. I want
Oh,
painting
I
of
make a mad
myself.
face.
I just want a painting of myself. That is all. I mean, if it's a tasteful nude and penis is included, that's fine. But it is not not just penis. That does me very little good. No, I am here because many travelers have such a horrible tale. Mine is no different. I'm escaping a tragic past. It is a long, heart-wrenching tale of woe.
Locrian falls asleep.
I'm
It is
in. I'm all ears.
a bad, put simply, it's a very bad breakup.
Oh, darling, we've all had those.
It is,
Oh, it's a breakup. Okay, well, you're gonna need more than that, hot toddy. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
I've got just the thing. Bark scurries off to go make a extra strong cocktail.
Oh, she will fix you up, dear. You will be fine, Wilfred. Tell us all about it.
now, well, it is very unfortunate. You
Yes,
see,
yes.
we have, my partner and I, we were together for such a long time. And, we were adventurers, teammates, cohorts, and we had a long and illustrious love affair, traveling across the country with our merry band of adventurers. However, things happen to people sometimes, and
Tell me about it. Mm-hmm.
I was forced into a new lifestyle. They
Did you lose your entire body and only become a flaming skull?
No, that seems
Oh.
oddly specific.
I mean, just saying.
Do you have a bad breakup that you want to talk? It seems like you want to talk about your bad breakup.
No, dear. No, dear. I've got nothing to add. So you had a new lifestyle.
Yes.
What kind of lifestyle was it?
No, it was
Exciting.
very. Yeah, it sucks. Put it literally. It sucks.
Locrian writes on a piece of paper he's a vampire and shows it to Lady Di.
Lady Di's gonna hide behind her fan. And Locrian is gonna be like, "Do you think he's a vampire? You think he's a vampire?
Yeah,
I think,
I'm nodding yes.
Did he drink
What
the
about
hot
that time?
toddy? Do
Um,
vampires drink hot toddies?
He has not taken a drink of his drink yet.
Should we get him a Bloody Mary? I don't have any blood.
I don't have any Marys.
We don't have any blood or Marys. Bark!
That's time Bark walks in. with a very tall glass,
Bark.
filled with it's not exactly black. It's almost like it's shifting colors, but it's very very dark, almost like a really really dark blue or a dark purple. Um, there is like dry ice smoke coming off the top, and it's bubbling slightly. Um, Real quick though, now that I've got the information pulled up, to explain the plot points for those that were asking. Also, hi polished.
Hi,
So
Polish.
plot points let you throw something into the game. So to give you an example, for one plot point, the player of your choice gets something trivially helpful or unhelpful. You can enter any suggestion for the GM into chat that you would like, or you can just say, "Hey, I'll let the game master come up with something that is trivially helpful or unhelpful." And all the plot points work essentially that way. It's just degrees of helpful or unhelpful. So for 2 plot points, it's moderately helpful or unhelpful. For 3 plot points, it's very helpful or unhelpful. And for 4 plot points, it's still very helpful or unhelpful, but it goes for the whole party, not just one player. That's basically how the plot points work. The D6s just means that we can take from that pool of D6s that we have, and we can add one to any roll. So if we're like too short of meeting a DC, we can grab one of those D6s and add it in. That's basically how that all works.
Yep. So please feel free to use those plot points to advance the story, because whatever afterlife you choose knows that I am I'm struggling to put one together today.
Well, Bark might have some help for you there.
Okay, let's see.
So Bark holds out the cup to the stranger Vilfred.
Vilfred. I'm sorry, you said my name wrong. It is Vilfred.
Oh, Vilfred. Okay.
Yes.
So Bark is holding this glass with a leather blacksmith's glove, and goes, "All right, so a baby cow named Fred. Here is an open grave.
Hey.
Is what we call this. If you're living, you might become undead. If you're undead, you might become living again. Who's to say it is very strong? So if you want to feel better about a bad breakup, or forget a bad breakup, or forget the last 5 years of your life, here you go."
Really, this cocktail is safe for undead to drink?
Sure, why not?
Well, fantastic! And Vilfred skulls it.
It's just like 3 shots of every hard liquor there is imaginable.
Oh, it's a 4 horsemen. Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh.
And some like various mixers in there for, so it doesn't taste absolutely
just
disgusting.
a hard look at a bottle of lime syrup.
Yeah.
I got a rhino.
Pretty much.
Hey, so your pride is a little horny there, Kat?
Yes, obviously.
Oh goodness. And yeah, his tongue loosens up a little bit. He goes, "Yes, it was a terrible breakup. We were together and we were so happy for so long, and then I was cursed, and they were so good. They are so kind, and they wanted to follow me down my path of damnation, but they are too pure. They are too good of a person. I couldn't possibly wish this cruel fate on them. There is no way for it to work. I constantly hunger for them, but it is in a new way. It is so unfortunate. I must stay away from them."
Locrian starts playing that song that's like, "I used to love her, but I had to kill her." That song, I forget who it's by or what it's called, but that song.
I don't know.
Thank you for the raid, Jay. Howdy,
Hi,
Jay.
Jay.
What's up? What's up?
Aliens have landed.
Oh God.
You have raided into a weird one tonight.
Yep.
Are they ever
Enjoy.
not, though? Let's be real.
This is a little bit more even for us.
Yeah.
Bark
Vilfred.
has something to interject. Bark kind of listens and goes, "Right, so I'm sensing that maybe you're like some sort of vampire, right?"
Yes.
I think
So, if you can't be with the one that you love because you're cursed, and they can't get cursed with you, then we just need to, Oh, I talked to a wizard once that knew the name of the spell. There's a thing that we can make you not a vampire anymore.
Okay.
Can't remember the name of it.
Mm,
I mean,
no,
We
no,
we
no,
can
no,
go
no,
like
no.
on a quest or something.
Okay, darling. You, my dulcet darling, you amazing Amaryllis. There's nothing wrong with being undead. Look around you. I've been undead for over 2 centuries and I love it. I think becoming alive again would be a grave mistake.
hey, uh, I
or
kind of agree. I don't really. I mean, check this shit out. I look fantastic in black
Yeah,
silk.
you put the vamp in vampire.
Oh, no, this is not a look a living person can pull off. This is stylish as fuck.
It is. I'll tell you, I feel the same way every time I get a new skull. Or like a new arm, right? I mean, come on, being undead's amazing. I know.
Well, what means more to you, being undead or the love of your unlife?
The
you can't have the love of your life if you're dead.
This is a
That's
very
why I said unlife.
that is very fair, Locrian. As I read what he wrote.
Yeah.
Lady Di just passes out for eyes roll back for just a second and she mouths off.
I think this is a very high stakes operation here, and we have got to get your significant other undead. I mean, that would just solve it.
You may be correct, but they have fallen in with, well, not fallen in, our old adventuring teammates. They know what has become of me, and they are bad friends for her. They want to you know encourage her to kill me.
Not let her become a vampire.
Yes,
Yeah, some people are rather short-sighted.
yes, I would say it's
Right,
quite
right.
gauche.
Indeed. You are gonna fit in well here.
This sounds nice, but I do not. I'm afraid that they will follow me.
Well, there's no reward without risk. Come on, I think that we've got to solve this problem immediately. Some people just deserve to be with their lost loves, and nothing should stop them, not even death. I mean, and then other people's lost loves should stay stuck in a music box forever because they're not.
Again,
Oh
are
yeah,
you?
speaking of that, how is Terrence there, Lady Di?
I don't know what you're talking about.
And Wilfred looks
Uh-huh.
to Bark and goes, "I really feel like she's trying to hide I believe the term is the corpse doth protest too much. I feel like there is some real baggage.
I think-
Is
Oh,
she
yeah.
okay?
He's literally like in a box, so he's literal baggage.
Oh,
He's like a flaming skull, and
ah,
apparently
yes,
apparently the flaming skull's still carrying a torch for it.
You're
you know what I mean?
projecting. I don't
My-
think that's happening at all.
my ex was a real hothead too. I understand.
They're the worst, aren't they? Those redheads. Ugh. The flaming hair. This does you in every time.
Fucking targeting half the stream right now. Redheads are not the minority for once. Yeah, he goes, yes, it is a fatal attraction, I feel.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
I don't know why she keeps saying I'm projecting, because I mean, I'm a gnome. I'm tiny. I have to project so people can hear me.
Well, the water's warm, darling. You know, you would be so much better off if you were also undead. I mean, look around you. You have 3 fabulous people here, and you would eat so much less. Think of your bottom line.
Think of your waistline.
That too.
Yeah, I think I'm good. I'm rather enjoying my living existence. Tell you what, if and when I die, and assuming none of you are the cause of it, then I'll come back as undead.
Well,
Thank
Hey!
if you say shady things about me in front of weredogs again, I will be the cause of your death. Not that I'm, keeping a grudge or anything.
Well, of course not.
Thanks for the resubs there, not an anonymous cheerer, which I think is just anonymous. But thanks so much for that. We appreciate it. And the cute little emotes. Oh, Calliope, you got the Pride Dragon too.
And then Jay, you got the tier 1 sub. So same deal. You get two plot points, a plot point and a d6, or 2d6. Just let us know how you'd like to use those in chat.
Yep. There's a lot of plot points and a lot of d6s floating around out there. Y'all just gotta let us know how to use them.
There are, yeah. Just type it in chat. If you just want Zan to come up with something, you can use that too. Just let us know if it's helpful or unhelpful for the party.
Yep. Yeah. And he goes, Mr. Ghost, can I take you?
Oh, that's Locrian.
Oh, Locrian, can I commission your artwork? 'Cause I guess the secret is out that I am a vampire, so I cannot look in mirrors. So I would like to know how I look, even if it's just a portrait.
I nod.
Fantastic. And drops 50 gold on the table.
Ooh, I pick up the 50 gold and I get to work. I forget how long it takes for me to draw things and/or.
Are you drawing with the bone blade?
Absolutely.
Hey, what are you doing? This is a vampire. Can't trust those charismatic undeads.
I look at the Bone Mancer like who the fuck do you think has been holding you this whole time?
Hey, you're not likable though, so it's fine.
Hello, Boneblade.
Hello, Lady Di.
How are you holding
I
up?
continue to draw.
I'm fine. I'm getting a little dizzy. Locrian draws too quickly for my taste. Whippersnappers have no patience.
Well, hey, at least you're not being used to draw, genitalia this time.
And with that, Wilfred starts to rebutton his pants, looking slightly disappointed.
Wilfred, I think this is very lucky that you've come here because first of all, we can give you a great place to stay. We have lots of room and we're very flexible towards your living state here. We could just block out some, windows or whatever. And if you need any new arms or legs, I can give you one. You've already got the sort of like fashion thing going on. It's very nice. And then this gives you a home base to go find your lost love or whatever.
I have a sneaking suspicion that I will be here sooner rather than later if I am not quickly on my way.
Well, if you need a room, I've got some very lovely ones, and I can bring a coffin upstairs for you. For sleeping.
That is nice. Ha! Jay said, "We won't judge, but if this vampire wants a coffin, he needs to cover his mouth. That's some quality punship there. And that's good."
John said, "I think I did 2, so 1 of each. If I only did 1, then helpful, have fun, DM."
Okay, so I think that's 1 helpful for the party and 1 helpful for me. I guess 1 hurtful for the party and 1 helpful.
For the party.
We'll make it work. We'll make it work.
We get something good and we get something not so good.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna combine Alien J's and John's to make it a 3 plot point helpful for the party. and a 1 plot point harm for the party to get a little bit more bang for the buck, so to speak.
More fang for our buck.
Oh,
More
this
fang
is,
for the buck.
I feel like this. My God. I have a
You're-
feeling this is really gonna suck.
Yeah, you're crossing streams,
Blood.
I think, Zan.
Yeah, no, I'm cool. Well, break's coming up soon. I'm gonna have to just mainline some coffee. Yes. Yeah. So with that, Wilfred is happy to rent a room for you. He seems to have a exorbitant amount of gold on his person, but there is at the door a rapping.
Someone is rapping at the door. This has been the most unusual night. First, there were nighttime seagulls and rainbows, then a vampire, and now there's a bunch of people rapping. It's amazing.
Rapping gifts.
And
They're rapping
like-
gifts at the door,
Yeah.
plus rapping.
I feel like Bark is making a frozen vanilla-based cocktail at the moment, a vanilla ice, if you will, which might explain the rapping at the door.
Is that Wu-Tang Clan?
Oh Jesus!
Is that
Oh.
Dirty Bastard?
I don't know, it might be too cold though.
It's okay if it's too cold to touch. You can just always, grab onto it by its 2 chains.
Oh my
But
God.
how much does it cost?
About 50 cent.
Thank you.
What if I want a
Thank you for setting me up for that one, Calliope. I appreciate
And
that.
I'm gonna breeze over to the door and open it up and be like, that sounds wonderful. Who are you?
It's a noctigal, with a message tied around its beak.
Oh my word! This night gull can rap. Come on in, dear. And I pick it up like under my. Actually, I'm gonna sort of put it in my wig and like arrange its wings, like
Yeah,
just stay
it's-
like that, and we'll make a big entrance. And we come in. I'm like, we have a message. Ahem. Locrian, we have a message.
Oh, what does it say?
It says, my love, you tried to escape me, but your escape is to no avail. You could run to the ends of the earth, to hell and back, and I will find you, and I will spend this eternity with you. Together we
think,
must, we can overcome all obstacles placed in our path. I know it is our destiny to be together, and I will have you be mine, regardless of circumstances that fate has thrust upon us. XOXO.
It's rather dramatic, don't you think? It's a little gauche.
Locrian agrees.
But I do like this seagull in my hair. What do you think? Especially if it can rap. Do you think it knows any biggie? So, I mean, what do we do
Oh
with
my
this? I mean, it's obviously not for me. It's not for any of us. It must be for that veal bread fellow.
Yeah. Hey,
Can I roll an investigation check to see if it's signed Terrence?
Yes, you can.
Oh my gosh.
Where's investigation? There it is. It's a 14.
That's 14. There is some singe marks on the paper, but it doesn't look like it was written by a flaming head holding a pen in its mouth. So, might be safe on that one.
Good. That's way too clingy anyway. I'm very concerned about the status of this relationship. It seems very dramatic. If you're going to spend eternity together, you can't be having all these breakups
I know, that is what I
Mm.
tried to tell them, but they're like, no, you have to make me vampire. And their friends are like, no, we must kill the vampire. It is all very confusing. I don't know if they're...
Wilfred, I thought you'd gone to your room. It's so, so
I am
confusing that you're.
yelling at you from atop the stairs.
Oh my goodness. You're not very
Well,
subtle.
I knew a lady like that once, very, very clingy. Trying to remember her first name. Her family name was Saran, but I can't remember her first name. Anyways, eventually I got rid of the problem with a bribe. Have you considered bribery?
You know, I actually have not.
Yeah, just give the murderous friends something that they want more than murdering you, and you can turn your
Nah, but they are paladins
your
of
love or
Bahamut.
whatever.
They are, unfortunately, moral.
oh, there's some of those.
Yes.
Those are
Paladins of
obnoxious.
Bahamut.
Yes, I was too before I was cursed to walk this unholy path. But now I just...
Can we roll a
You
that
most
mean?
certainly can roll a history check. History or religion, whichever one is higher.
They're the same. It's an 18.
Nice. Yeah, you know that paladins of Bahamut are very opposed to the existence of undead. They are not really the negotiating type.
I mean,
they...
if they don't want to see undead people, why are they here?
I am afraid that they are following me.
Well, they
But-
were going to come sooner or later, dear. The idiots always show up, whether you like it or not. So, we've done a few things to prepare for them. I think you're going to be fine. We'll take care of it.
Oh,
You can help
really?
take care of it. But
I will be happy to assist as soon as the sun sets, but you can see kind of through the hazy clouds that there is a new rainbow caused by the actual sun starting to rise on this very late night.
it's so quiet without the sounds of seagulls now that they've all gone to sleep for the morning.
This is a very strange town.
Almost like it's half populated by undead.
Almost.
Yeah, so they go, well, we will, I will trust that this is in your care. Do I have your permission to rest in your domicile tonight, good lady bartender?
Oh yeah, sure. You're more than welcome to stay. I've got a room. Like I said, I'll bring a coffin up for you, so you don't have to worry about the sun. And
A Bloody Mary.
we'll just
Bring him a Bloody Mary.
Bloody Marys
You
do
know, those
help
don't
with
have-
the cravings in the morning. I think it's a placebo effect, but it is still something.
Sure. One special Bloody Mary that'll be fine, and you can just settle up with the bill when you're ready to leave.
Yes, that is more than amenable.
All right. And Bark runs down to grab a coffin, and you hear some yelling at the skeleton kobold, and bickering back and forth probably.
So how many,
Farewell! Farewell to you all,
Coffins!
I retire tonight.
So Bark, how many coffins do you have on hand in your tavern?
3.
Oh, that's very thoughtful. You're very well prepared
I
here.
try. Well, it's always good to be prepared for every contingency if possible.
I think Locrian's looking through like the zoning board or the zoning laws and trying to decide whether or not this constitutes like a change in zoning, knowing that we have coffins here.
Right, now is it a
Like,
graveyard
is it a
now?
funeral home or
And Lady Di's like, do not tell her that this technically changes this to a graveyard, because then it won't be taxable.
And I think on that note, the sun begins to rise, and that's where we're gonna take our break. Thank you everyone for hanging in with us. This weird clusterfuck of a game. I promise it's gonna have a
It's
little
been a
bit more
blast so
plot.
far.
It's gonna have more plot when we come back. I promise. This was the exposition and me wanting to do funny voices.
20% more plot and even more puns.
Yep.
Always
20%
more
less
Sounds
tentacles
great.
too, which is probably
Yes.
Less tentacles?
less tentacles.
And 20% more jellyfish.
Nope, nope. I am noping the jellyfish right there.
I don't think you're ready for this jelly. I don't think you're ready for this jelly.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, for the tentacles, you'll have to check out Discord after the game, and then you can talk about them all you like. But we'll be back in about 10 minutes, so stretch your legs, hydrate, grab snacks, whatever you need to do, and we will be right back.
See you soon.
And we're back.
Hello, everyone. We weren't just having another sordid conversation right off stream that we're all trying to.
We were talking about flock of seagulls and vanilla ice and rapping. That's what we were talking about, and that's it.
Only that. Only
Only that.
Only that.
So,
Yep.
is Vilfred in the coffin?
Wilfred is in the coffin. Yeah. Is there anything that y'all want to do during the wee hours of the day or the morning?
Oh, do I ever?
Okay. What you got for me?
I want to go rifle through all of his stuff. Figure out what his deal is. If he's telling the truth, if he's got, nefarious reasons for being here. And I'm not quite sure if he qualifies as one of the quote-unquote good guys. So possibly steal something.
Okay. Sure. Go ahead and make a sleight of hand check. Or an investigation check, whichever you prefer.
Go sleight of hand. Okay, so 16.
16, not too bad. You find his satchel laid out next to the coffin. And yeah, sure enough, there's a book of prayers, a rosary, an amulet of Bahamut, and a big old fat pouch of gold.
Ooh.
If you steal,
I would like to-
I can't say that because I'm a mute bard. I'm gonna write a note.
So a
and
big
say, if
ol'
you steal his money, he can't pay you.
Are you sneaking into the room with Bark?
I'm gonna actually. I have a cantrip called Message. I'm just gonna. Yeah, that's gonna be the message.
So, Bark is not going to steal all the gold.
Okay.
Bark is going to steal half the gold.
All right. Go ahead and give yourself 150 gold.
Holy crap! Okay. And yeah, then put everything back and quietly leave.
Okay.
I think as you do that, a mage hand floats out and slaps you. And I'm like, you're alive. Are you stealing his things? He's gonna kill you dead. Because he's gonna wake up hungry and with no gold. And you said one of us might be the death of you and then you become undead, but I didn't expect you to do it today. You're stealing 150 gold from you're gonna steal gold from a vampire. That's very
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you are trespassing, Miss Lady Di. I'm gonna have to ask you to leave. I didn't steal all of his gold. I only took half of it.
I'm not saying this in anything. Well, you know I hate to get involved in things, but I just have to say, I mean, really, literally, he's going to kill you and suck your blood. I mean, I'm not being facetious.
Do you wait? Do you think he's going to kill me because he lost his gold, or just in general?
Well, I think for sure the gold thing. It's just a bad idea.
It's only if he knows. It's only if he knows that I'm the one that did it.
Well, he'll be able to like smell you.
This whole place smells like me.
Well, all right, you do what you want, you amazing Amaryllis. But don't come running to me for a new neck.
Seriously though, do you think he's gonna try to kill me just like in general, or because of the gold thing?
I already told you.
Like,
And you didn't listen to me the first
Like,
time,
if-
so you can make your
if
own
I
decision.
didn't take. All right, fine.
Y'all, why do vampires leave so many hickeys?
Why?
Because they're all
Why?
necromancers.
Oh my god.
That's a good one.
Yeah, nobody ever likes my necromancer jokes. Personally, I don't see a problem with them. I don't see the harm in somebody trying to raise a family.
It's hard to raise a family.
Yep.
Not if they're all buried next to each other.
Yep. Uh, yeah. Okay. So, is there anything else that y'all want to discuss?
Well, I think Lady Di is going to have penned a letter back
Mhm.
that says something like, "Oh, darling, I think this may have gotten to the wrong person, but it's me, Lady Di, the head of the tourism bureau, and you have all sorts of nice things here in town if you'd like to come for a visit and look for your long-lost love.
Okay.
You can come find me at Fashions to Die For, and we'll get you all set up with what you need."
Okay. And you send the knocked gull back on its way.
Ta-ta, darling. I know it's so hard to keep you up all day when you've been just being a seagull all night long, but sacrifices must be made.
I don't know what noises these weird birds make. They're gonna change every time. Okay, and it flies away.
Did you never go to the Gulf when you were in Mississippi, right?
Yeah, no, I lived in North Mississippi. You
okay.
do not go to the Gulf in Mississippi. That is we go to Alabama to go to the Gulf, and that's saying something.
Yeah, like that's where all my family is right on the Gulf of Mexico and Alabama. So it's like there's seagulls all over the place, didn't you? Gotcha.
I have been to the Gulf of Mexico all of 2 times. The most recent being when I was like 13, so that was a good 15 years ago.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
In the meantime, maybe I would say, Locrian, darling, go see the were-puppers and see if they've smelled any strangers.
I do that.
okay.
I flew over to the dog park, and yeah, I see if there's any werepuppers.
Yeah, you see the goblin kind of hanging around enjoying the shade.
And I kind of wave at him.
Okay.
And
Hello.
I get frustrated a
Long time no
little bit
see.
because I don't think I quite know how to communicate with these people yet. I think I pull out my sword and I try to have the sword talk to them.
Oh, this is going to be mortal conflict, is it? I knew this day would come. No civilization is ever accepting of us for a long time.
I think I send a message to the sword and I say, no, I just need you to talk to these guys. Ask them if they've smelled any strangers recently.
And the sword does that, and I'm not going to have a conversation with myself. So we'll just say that you are communicating.
You'd be so good at it, Zan.
Have you weird werepuppers smelled any strange things coming through? Any unusual beings? No, but there appears to be a new smell on the horizon. I suspect that we shall have a guest in the coming time. Well, they said that no, they're not yet, but they smell like somebody's gonna be here soon.
Oh, I bow very valiantly to the goblin, and I return to Lady Di, and I relay that information.
Well, what are we going to do about it? I mean, we can't just assume they're here to cause a ruckus, right? I mean, that's bad business, but, I mean, those paladins Bahamut are usually not a good time.
I pull out my sword, like, in a gesture to say we're just gonna fight them.
And I just feel like, wouldn't it be nice if we could all just sort of spend money here and help the local economy and maybe buy some new fashions?
I brandish the sword a little bit and with a swash swash buckle buckle.
A giant two-handed greatsword, yeah.
You're probably right, dear, but we have to at least have like a veneer of civility.
I look to the sword and I kind of poke him to say something very polite.
Hey, pleased to meet your acquaintance, you bastards. We're gonna gut you now.
It's me, sword. It's me, bone sword. If Terrence says anything about me, tell him I'm not interested.
Okay. I mean, he hasn't, but
Good.
that's oddly specific.
You're oddly specific.
It's almost
You're a sword.
it's almost
that's
like
gone.
somebody's hung up on
Oh
Terrence.
my
or
gosh,
something.
what are you doing here? You creep! I thought we left you back at the bar. God, you keep following me around. It's like you're hung up on somebody. Me.
I'm hung up on not being next to the guy that you said's gonna try to kill me.
Oh, fair
Locrian
enough.
spears off into the distance with a 1,000-yard stare. Because Locrian is in fact hung up on somebody.
Ooh, the plot
He doesn't want to
thickens.
actually discuss it. Not that he could, because he can't speak.
Okay. And yeah, with that, the doorbell chimes, and 4 figures walk in wearing gleaming silver mail.
Oh, is it going to be more music? Do you think it's a barbershop quartet?
No. Is it like are they like letter size envelopes or packages? And why are they silver?
There's a package joke in there somewhere.
And
I feel like it's too much of a low-hanging fruit, though.
There's,
Oh god, that's even worse.
I want to make
I
sure none
wasn't
of the wearing
expecting a
creatures.
package today.
What was that,
Why
Locrian?
so many?
Oh, this is a normal
Songs
stream.
about rainbows. And what
Hello, I'm Lady Diatomaceous. I see that you must have gotten my note. What a charming seagull you have! You know, around here, seagulls only fly during the night. It's
Thank
rather
you.
unusual. People come here from miles around to do bird watching here, although they can't watch very much because it's dark.
Yes, are you? I see that you are the one who's met Clarence, and that is named the seagull.
Oh, darling,
Oh.
yes, Clarence! Oh, he's a love.
So I've got some questions.
I've got some questions too. Come sit down. Bark, darling. We have some guests, some new people who are invested in the success of our town.
One of them comes to sit, a half elf.
Oh,
But
I'm
the
gonna roll persuasion.
okay.
Oh no.
It's a 25. You come right on over and you sit down and we will chat it out, darling.
So one of them immediately comes to sit, and the other 3 all begin to pull swords. And the one that immediately said is like, no, and this is unusual circumstances, but let's talk.
I like
they
your sword,
come to
darling,
join
but
you
I've
to
seen
sit.
bigger. Wait till Locrian shows you his sword. It's quite a bone sword, I have to say. You've never seen anything quite like it.
Oh,
But enough of that. What brings you to Asphodel Acres?
we're looking for someone.
Well, we have a lot of ones here.
Have you seen anyone come through town a little pale? Maybe not very fond of typical drinks.
I think
Absolutely dashingly handsome. Perhaps a quick wit in conversation, tells great jokes.
I think I'm gonna pop out of the table and point. This guy.
I don't know. It seems like somebody might be a little hung up on someone by that description.
We're certainly worried about how other people are hung out today. Just mind yourself, Bark.
My God. Bark's just gonna look at Lady Di square in the face and go, "Well, in my experience, it's not been the how well they're hung; it's how they know how to use the equipment."
Fair enough. But I wouldn't recommend using equipment here in the tavern. Might get a little messy, and then Bark will charge you for it, and you'll have to replace the curtains. Not that. We gotta avoid that. Let's just talk civilly. So you're here looking for someone who looks
It
a
takes
little.
a lot. We gotta make sure that the curtains match the carpet.
Indeed.
I whisper, like I don't know.
Into my brain.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yes, and especially on Periwinkle Day. It's Periwinkle Day.
I
don't even like. I and Bark both don't even know how to respond to this,
Periwinkle
and I
Day.
think we broke Zan.
It's sort of like a purple blue, dear.
It's.
Yeah, we broke Zan.
I think I'm gonna use thaumaturgy to use a periwinkle colored flame.
That's why
Okay.
I'm wearing Periwinkle. It's Periwinkle Day. They're
Okay.
rather soft-spoken for paladins. Dear, are you
Well,
alright?
you have to understand, we are sworn to destroy all that is evil, including undead, and we are here having a conversation with two such abominations.
So let's just clarify this. We were here having lunch, minding our own business, not bothering you at all in our town. And then you came in here and decided you were going to cause a problem. So who among us is the evil one? Or at least the gauche one.
We're just looking for someone. If you offer them up, we will turn a blind eye. One of the other paladins turns over and goes, "Sir, we can't just turn blind." No, we're only here to find him. Just
Excuse me, fine paladins. My name is Bark. Fully living person here.
Temporarily.
This person you're looking for. Is there like a reward for their capture or information about their whereabouts or anything like that?
your reward will be an afterlife free from sin when you
Right.
peacefully pass on in old age.
Oh, that does sound nice. It's a shame I haven't heard anything about who you're looking for.
Well,
And I'm going to say, you know, we thought that Wilfred was a pain in the neck, but these guys are terrible. We got to get them out of here, but then they'll probably just come back. How many coffins did you say you had?
I've got 2 more.
so you do know, Vin.
I'm whispering, darling.
You're whispering very loud.
I'm stage whispering. I think
Go ahead and
we-
make a stealth check for me. Raven, can you drop another FAQ about plot point? No.
Yes, I can also explain them real quick too. So plot points. A allow you to gift something helpful or unhelpful to the cast. One plot point is trivially, two is moderately, three is very, and four is very helpful or unhelpful to the entire party. Whereas one, two, and three, you have to specify who you'd like to give that to. And basically, you can give a suggestion as to what that very helpful or unhelpful thing would be, or you can just let the GM decide whatever they would like to do. That's how plot points work, but it's fun. You can throw in your own little twists with suggestions on what to add into the scene.
Okay.
That's how it works.
So previously, like, what are some examples of that? Like, I think that Terrence was a plot point, right?
Terrence was a plot point. The Bone Sword was a plot point. Let's see. What are some
We
others?
had
Last
someone
week we had a
someone who was selling or Ace Pride dice.
Yeah.
they were handing out Ace Pride dice.
And wasn't there like a big golem made of cake?
There was, yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't that a plot point?
Yep. Both of those were
I think it was. I
courtesy
think
of
that was
Michael
Michael's.
Wayne.
Yeah, Michael's great.
Yeah. So that's that. Those are some plot point examples. Yeah. Instead of 15, they hear you murmuring, but they can't quite make it out.
Well, darling, I'm just going to say this is a very quiet, well-behaved town, and we're not just going to have some vigilantes coming in here and ruining everything. You can't just be having people searching about in town and destroying people's lives or afterlives. If you want to come here and be fine, you can be here, but otherwise, I don't know, go away. I mean, I didn't go to your house and start saying that you were unholy. But I mean, your outfit is terrible. It is an unholy mess.
I think they go for function over fashion there.
Yes.
Die.
Well, very clearly.
I think with that, one of the paladin's eyes will go white for just a second. And they'll look upstairs and go, "He's up there, second floor." And I'm gonna need everybody to roll initiative.
What is your policy,
okay.
Bark, in about people interrupting your guests' sleep?
Well, Bark was just about to say, well, if you want to go upstairs, you'll have to buy a room or rent a room.
Well, I just got a 6 for
Do
initiative.
that after initiative, though. 18.
Ooh.
Holy cow.
All right, so. Oh wow, took me to the top of the chat. Appreciate that, Roll20. Well, goodness. Okay. So. Yep, it looks like it's going to be Bark first. You see them starting to pull their swords and stand up.
I would like to persuade them that they need to rent a room before they head up, or they will be breaking the law.
Okay.
Come on, persuasion. 24.
Okay. The one in the center reaches for a pouch of gold at their waist. But the other three, the one who's been the most civil, reaches for a pouch of gold. But the other three continue to draw their blades.
Okay.
We'll see what happens on their turn. Kat, you're next.
I'm gonna cast fear.
Okay. So that's for what saves? For wisdom
Wisdom.
saves. Okay, what's your save?
15.
All right. So the first one is going to be for the civil paladin, and the next three will be for the rest. They're going to take a +3 to their dice roll, and they all fail.
So whatever their worst fear is, a phantasmal image appears in front of them. They are now frightened for the duration. While frightened by the spell, they must take the dash action and move away from me by the safest available route on each of its turns, unless there's nowhere to move. Blah 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 blah. If the creature ends its turn in a location where it doesn't have a line of sight of you, the creature can make a wisdom saving throw. All right.
Tell you
I'm going
what,
to position myself between here and the stairs so that they can't go upstairs.
okay,
Via that.
okay. Okay. I'm gonna use one of my crits to save on that first one.
Oof.
All right.
Because I want the civil paladin to remain civil.
Excuse me.
That will be Calliope's turn next.
You know what is so much less frightening than ghosts? Freeze pops and bird watching. Let's go outside and get a freeze pop and talk about this away from that ghost. He's rather frightening, don't you think? I'm gonna roll persuasion and see if I can get them to come outside.
Okay.
Since they're already afraid and have to move it in a direction away from him anyway. Oh damn.
Okay.
I rolled a nat one.
Oh.
I keep forgetting that we're 3 rogues and a bard.
Plus
Yep.
10
We're all
now?
charisma.
Plus 10. I mean, I can hit, but I.
A one's a one. Yeah. So, is there anything else you'd like to do with your turn?
I'm just gonna sit down, I think, and start fanning myself.
Okay.
Like, huh.
The three who were drawing their blades run outside, and the other one looks calm and unaffected and places 15 gold on the counter and says, "Will you take me to him now?"
Yeah, it's gonna be the second door on the left, and Bark hands him a key.
And he goes up.
Okay, is that for real? Is that for real, his room?
Well, I certainly gave him a key to a room.
Okay, I got you. What are we gonna do about
He rented an empty room, not the person's room.
What are we gonna do about this? We can't just have paladins just wandering around our town being judgy.
I draw my sword and I swash, buckle, buckle.
Are we gonna kill him? Are we gonna kill him?
Swash, buckle, buckle.
Is that a yes? Burke, are we gonna kill him? Oh, you have those extra coffins, and I could use some new legs. My inventory of legs is rather low right now.
I
He
don't know.
does have nice looking
Are
legs.
we out of combat
For the next minute until fear wears off? Yeah.
Should we kill him now? Should we just shut the door? Did they run off to get an ice pop?
Well, I mean, the Calfred paid for a room. and he's taken care of. This paladin guy paid for a room, and he's taken care of. So, I mean, really, what they do on their own time in their own private rooms is not my business.
Well, I just feel like that's rather like libist. You're just gonna let he's gonna go in and kill him, and he's undead and he's sleeping. And I mean, I guess it would be rather bad business if it got around that you just let living people kill undead people who were in your town, in your tavern. Maybe everyone would go to Bark's tavern, the dog tavern, instead.
Well,
And it's at
I run
well
an honest tavern
you hear
here.
the sound of splintering wood
Upstairs.
okay.
upstairs.
Well, he's getting billed for that, but I believe renting rooms is my job. Making sure people don't get murdered and things like that are. Seems like that's a public service that we pay taxes for.
Well, we've never gotten around to hiring police or anything like that in our town.
Or
So
a tax collector.
we have tax, yes.
See,
We have a zoning board of
See,
adjustment
back
and a
home-
tourism business, and that's about it. I'm just saying that if you let people get killed in your tavern, don't blame me if I tell everyone in town not to come anymore. It's bad for business. The whole town will get a reputation.
I'm just saying, back where I come from, we call this a problem that lies between T and V. It's a you problem. But yeah, we should probably stop him from breaking down the doors.
You all begin to hear the sound of metal boots run up the stairs again as the effect of fear has worn off, and the three paladins are running back.
Go save him. He has so much money, Bark. Go save him. Take Logan and save him, and I'll distract them.
Hey, you only paid for one person. All four of you can't be up there. There's fire codes per room.
They haven't gone up. They were going up the stairs into the tavern since they fled outside.
Okay.
So they're back in the parlor
Bark's
now.
gonna. Okay, Bark will just go stand like on the stairs and hold up a hand, and be like, "Oh, all of you gotta pay for a room."
All right, come on, Locrian. We have to go save what's his face because you can't just let these living people kill the undead.
I float upstairs.
Bad precedent.
Okay. What do you do, Lady Di?
I'm going upstairs also.
Okay, so I think we're gonna pop back into initiative order. Bark, you are standing blocking the path of three paladins.
Yes, I am.
What are you going to do? If anybody has any spare plot points to throw out, this would be a great time to lend a hand to the players.
I'm going to try to persuade them that they need to pay for a room before they can go up. And I'm going to try to persuade them that they need exact change. Here goes nothing. 18, and I'm going to throw a d6 on that. 19.
One of them says, "We'll pay you when our job is done."
Yeah, well, see, if you do that, then that's breaking policy, which means you're trespassing, which means you're breaking the law, which I'm pretty sure is against your goody two-shoes paladin code.
Our code supersedes the law.
Interesting. And what was your code?
That of Bahamut. Hey, thank you so much.
I'm not familiar with that one.
Thank you so much for the subscriptions. Hey, there we go.
Help the player.
Way to go, John.
Thank you, Hildian. You're our favorite.
Thank you.
This is why Hildian is our brother from another.
Excellent.
Thank you so much. I'm not familiar with that code. Explain it to me. I'm trying to understand here.
I think at that time, the stairs, which were hastily built, though not shoddily built, of course not, break and give way beneath the weight of the paladins. Bark, I need you to make me a dexterity saving throw.
That's amazing. I got this. Nat 20
Nat
for
20!
26.
Yeah, you gracefully backflip over and just wave goodbye as the three paladins drop from the stairs to the floor, and from the floor into a simmering pot of whatever tomorrow of sloppy Joe meat, being stirred by the skeletal kobold. It goes, why are everyone always following in my food? Why, man, I did not comment in that sentence. Where did my brain go? Why is everyone always falling in my food? I try to run a tight ship around here. You out, 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 and begins to bat the paladins who are scrambling to get out of the very hot sloppy Joe mix over the top of the head with a mixer that is the size of a small ship's oar. Hey, thank you so
Fantastic.
much.
Thank you so much for that $8 donation. The Demon and Priest says the paladins' hearts are steadfast and are blessed by their deity. So that's a very unhelpful plot point to the party.
Okay. Oh no. And rebuttal.
I'm gonna yell down, "Meet your doom, evildoers!"
Oh,
That is
and
the doom.
Barkill's done. Just leave them in there. We'll just market it as Holy Joe's tomorrow.
oh, okay. Lady Dot, no, Locrian, it's your turn.
Do I know? Can I see where this asshole has gone into?
You see a splintered wooden door. So you have a
I'm
real
gonna-
good guess.
Float into the splintered wooden door. And what do I see?
You see this paladin prying open the lid of the coffin. He has no weapons drawn, just a crowbar.
Okay. I'm going to cast Shatter.
Okay, that's the course of action.
At level 2. Submit. There we go.
Okay.
A sudden loud ringing noise, painfully intense, erupts from a point of your choice within range. Each creature within a 10-foot radius sphere centered on the point that must make a Constitution saving throw. Creature takes 3d8 thunder damage on a failed save, or half as much damage on a successful one. A creature made of inorganic materials such as stone, crystal, or metal has disadvantage on this saving throw. A non-magical object that isn't being worn or carried also takes this damage if it's in the spell's area.
Yeah, you send this creature, this paladin, flying back. Unfortunately, the coffin also disintegrates as it is not being carried or worn. But yeah, is there anything else you'd like to do for your turn? Luckily, the windows in this room are closed, so.
Perfect. I'm gonna make note that I should probably cast Mending on the coffin before Bark sees it.
Oh, mending only fixes a 1 foot square. You are boned.
It's a cantrip. I can spend some time.
Okay, Calliope, what would you like to do?
Well, I think the first thing, so when Lady Di is out and about, she wears leather, like a very tight leather suit from like the neck down to the ankles to like help keep all her body parts together, and then wears like a very large skirt over it, and it's periwinkle day, so she has a very large skirt. So I think the first thing she's going to do is run over and throw her skirts over the the vampire, just
Okay.
like to make sure that he doesn't get, like with some undead,
Yeah.
like, it's like an undead bro code.
Yeah.
And she is gonna look this paladin up and down and be like, the nerve of you! I thought that Bahamut abhorred violence, except if necessary, and would prefer to polymorph beings into other things, and never did bad things, only good things. And look at you causing a ruckus, having a bar brawl.
Okay.
And she's just gonna start like kind of, just going up and down this paladin, because she knows that Bahamut is not like Bahamut isn't not somebody who, I mean, he's a big dragon, but in spite of his stance, he was also considered one of the most compassionate beings in the multiverse. He had limitless empathy for the downtrodden. And so I'm gonna be like, look at him! And you can see that there's like a dead corpse. And I'm like, if this isn't downtrodden, I don't know what is. I'm gonna flop it back over.
So, the 2 plot points from Michael. The suggestion is one of the foes has a rubber ducky to protect them from electrical attacks.
That is amazing.
And I'm just imagining the paladin going, "Rubber ducky, you're the one. You make combat so much fun."
That's so much better than the other Kermit song.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay, all right. So, who dog?
Tonight's episode is how much can we break Zan?
Historian. We were not. It was not the Rainbow Connection we were singing. We
You
were on
don't
break.
wanna know.
It was the hentai connection, and let me tell you, it was tentacles that were connecting.
Why there so many songs?
Oh,
about
God.
hentai? This is what happens.
And
Excuse
in case
me,
you're wondering, this is all
paladin
Calliope's
sir.
fault.
You're not going to distract me with your hentai songs. And look at you, a paladin singing hentai songs when you could be taking the path of righteousness. Who's the bad guy now?
Oh my God.
Bark just sort of calls out from down the hall. They do seem like really lousy paladins. It's true.
And I'm gonna look at the paladin with the rubber duck, and I'm gonna be like, duck you!
You cannot see that paladin at the moment, but
Oh yeah,
it
I'm
is
just gonna
there.
yell it to the universe.
You,
Duck off, you flock of vultures. Can I roll like persuasion or something to see if my knowledge of
that's
Bahamut-
intimidation.
Oh yeah, it is. Okay, good.
Oh my God.
Oh goodness.
It's a 21.
I cannot wait to tell Face about this.
They seem
And be like, "See,
suitably shaken.
when you're gone, everything goes.
Face, please come back. We need someone sane. We miss you, Face. Yeah, he seems suitably shaken. On that, it's the paladin's turn, and one of them treading water in this vat of sloppy Joe, Holy Joe now. Oh goodness! Thank you so much for the sub.
Oh, thank you. The Marquis de Bar is going to be blessed by not 1 but 3 paladins.
Yep. What do you be sure to tell us what you want to use that those plot points for? Oh God, I'm scared to ask. And yeah.
So evil Stiff. I am probably butchering that, but that person can do 2 plot points, 1 plot point, a d6, or 2d6, divided however they like. For a full description of plot points, there's a panel down below that says plot points, and I'll tell you exactly what each one does.
Yeah. So one of the paladins swimming in the vat of Holy Joe's holds up his holy symbol, which is apparently a rubber ducky. And all three of the paladins begin to glow. Their armor glowing brighter silver with draconic or rubber ducky wings, depending on the angle that you look at them, lifting them from the vat of sloppy joes, and they are going to fly upstairs.
So are these paladins of Bahamut of the Ernie order?
Oh, I have to go.
Although I suppose if that's the case, that would make Vilfred the count.
Oh my god, what have I done? What have I done?
One broken DM.
Oh my god.
Oh, one brain cell left. And as soon as the stream is over, it's gonna be 3 shots of tequila. 7 shots of tequila. My poor soul. Yeah.
Oh
So
my
they all spend their turn of flying up to the top floor. Bark, is there anything that you're doing when they fly past you?
Well, I assume that invokes an attack of opportunity.
Yes.
So, you said they're flying.
They are flying. Yes, they
on
have holy.
rubber ducky wings.
Yes.
I would like to attack the wings with a rapier.
Are you trying to make them more holy than righteous?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead and make the attack roll.
I'm trying to prevent them or hinder them from flying more.
Okay.
So we're gonna attack with the rapier. It's a 15.
That is not gonna hit a heavily armored foe.
All right, then I will use my bonus action
It's
with the.
it's not your turn. That was just a reaction.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
not my turn. That's attack of opportunity.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
right. Okay.
Your turn will be coming next, though, as the other paladin,
That's
the
right.
paladin upstairs stands up and goes, "No, I just want to talk to him. That's all."
But can you wait till he wakes up?
No, the others will have killed him by then. And you start to hear the whoom, whoom, whoom of ethereal holy duck rubber wings.
So which one is it? The one that I just scared that wants to talk to him?
Yes, this is the one that's been civil
Right.
all day.
Can we roll like perception or something to make sure that's true?
It would be insight.
Insight. Can we do that?
Yes, of course.
I'm gonna do that as well.
Ooh, I just got a nat 20 on my insight. I'm so insightful.
Yeah, seems like they are completely forthcoming.
And I'm like, all right, get under the skirt. He's
And-
under the skirt. Get under.
Yeah. They
Knock it out.
yeah, he crawls under your skirt.
I'm wearing pants.
Bokrin looks a little jealous.
It's a big skirt. You can get under there too. There's enough room for everyone. It's a hoop skirt.
He kind of looks at his sword and he's like, well, like
I'll have the
fighting.
biggest sword in town.
Lady Di, can you make a stealth check for me?
A stealth.
Mm-hmm.
What is stealthy about having people under my skirt?
How well they are hidden under your skirt.
Oh, okay. I am going to. Is there a D6 for me to add?
Oh yeah, there's 6 of them.
Okay, I'm gonna add. I just got a 16, but I'm gonna add a D6 to it because I really want it to work out.
So we got undercover boss.
So it's an unnatural 20 then.
Okay.
So I'm just I'm standing there really straight, like in my periwinkle enormous like Marie Antoinette skirt.
Mm-hmm.
fanning myself with my periwinkle fan. And just like looking out the window when they come.
Okay. Yeah, you feel some rustling, some movement around your ankles, but
No,
it is...
that's nothing new.
Oh God. Okay. Um, and yeah, Bark, it is your turn. They have all flown past you, and are making their way into the door.
I think of what I want to do. I have in my inventory. I have 2 flasks of oil. I would like to throw flasks of oil in front of them to make the floor super, super slippery, especially for, metal boots.
Go ahead and make just a dexterity check.
22.
Okay, so that's the DC. And we'll get to that when when their turn comes back around.
And then I want to use my bonus action to hide.
Make a stealth check.
Of course. Oh, now.
Oh no. Okay. Yeah, I know, historian. It's this is my own personal hell of my own making. And it's, I'm a bit of a what would the term be? Exhibitionist masochist. I like for all of the internet to see me put myself in these terrible situations.
Oh my goodness.
Luckily, there's no tentacles involved.
Yet.
Yeah.
But there are still plot points left.
Oh God, please no, please no, please no. Oh God. Yes.
Plot points to give Locrian semaphore flags. That'd be cool.
Oh, that'd be so amazing. I could make you some in my shop.
That's happening. Next episode, Locrian has semaphore flags.
That's so good.
Yeah.
It's my turn in combat now.
It is your turn in combat now. Yes. What are you gonna do?
Let's see. They have a pretty high AC.
They are heavily armored.
I'm going to stick to my. I'm gonna cast Thunder Wave.
Okay, go ahead. Let's. Oh, okay, DC 15. Okay, con's better for them. Their con save is not garbage. They're gonna take a +5 to this.
Yeah.
All right, so
kind of sucks.
Oof. One fails, and is pushed back down the stairs, sailing over the head of the inconspicuously not hiding Bark, and back into the vat of Holy Joes, where they are whacked yet again by the skeletal kobold tending the pot. The other two seem unaffected.
They still take
they will take one
point
damage.
Of damage.
They will take a single point of damage.
And that's it for my turn.
All right, Lady Di. There is grease in front of you. A thunder wave has just sounded.
I'm gonna look these two paladins up and down and say, my middle name is Karen, and I want to speak to your manager. You are a terrible paladin, and I won't speak to you anymore. Where is your manager? Who is the boss of this operation? I'm not speaking to you anymore.
Yeah, that's intimidation. It's either the command spell or intimidation. There is no persuasion there.
I don't have really any spells. Oh, damn it.
Oh, you're a bard.
All right,
That's
what
you're
can
a
I
rogue.
use
That's
to
right.
be? What can I use up? I just rolled a 4.
So I don't think a D6 is going to help you. We do have one crit that you could use if you wanted to.
Can I talk to their manager? What do you think, guys? Is that fine?
That's fine.
Mark, what do you think?
I'm fine with that.
Well, I also saw I see historian's plot point. So
Yeah, I think if there's a $25 option in there, then you are introducing an NPC or an ally, which means they will be coming back.
awesome.
Hey, Demon Priest, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. There's not a whole lot of overarching plot, so it's pretty fucking flexible. I can throw shit. I can. It's fine. Whatever you decide.
To echo something from earlier, you're whispering very loudly. We can hear you.
That's stage whispering here. It's for effect.
Right.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
I
speak to your manager right now.
are you using the nat 20?
Oh my god, this game. Are you using the crit there,
I am.
Flappy?
Okay.
Alright.
Oh, they start
Get out.
weeping openly,
Get
and they
out.
say, "We don't know. He came up here. We're looking for our manager."
Well, he's not in this room. You'll have to go somewhere else. Go along. You're very pathetic. Go downstairs and have a snack, perhaps. But we can't have you up here anymore. It's disgusting. I'm going to write a letter. A letter to Bahamut. I'm going to say, Bahamut, these paladins are terrible. They should all be fired.
Okay, they look ashamed
Good.
and start making their way back down the stairs. But before they do, they have to make a dexterity saving throw, DC 22, because there is oil.
Mark, hit them in the butt. Get them.
Yeah, they're gonna take a -1 to this. That was a natural 1 and a natural 3. Raven, can you make me a dexterity saving throw, please?
I sure can.
And with a nat 1, I feel like maybe one of them just slides right out the window.
A 16. Is a 16 enough?
16's fine, yeah. Yeah, no, Calliope, they don't slide right out the window. They slide back down the stairs, and right as their friend is beginning to extricate himself from the pot of Holy Joes, they both land atop their friend, resubmerging him in the pot of Holy Joes, much to the chagrin of the kobold who is, debating his life choices right now. He was supposed to cook sloppy joes today, not be beating paladins over the head with a oar-sized spoon.
I'm just imagining, like from The Empire Strikes Back, where Yoda's like hitting R2D2 with the stick. That's kind of what I'm imagining that is hitting these paladins.
Seagulls, stop it now!
I sang that song once at the school
Yes.
talent show, and it was amazing.
Oh, I love the seagull
That's
song
great.
is ridiculous.
It's so great.
Stop it now!
Yeah, it was really like just out of character for a second. I have to say that 3 teachers singing that song absolutely broke the entire school.
Oh, it's so good.
The 3 cloistered stooges.
Oh.
You're not wrong.
They were so horrified that teachers knew that song. First,
Yes.
these paladins are a bunch of quacks.
So they begin to move. They begin to run in fear, leaving the sloppy joes smelling slightly more of ammonia than it was a few moments ago.
Oh no.
And scurry back up the stairs and out the door, dripping barbecue sauce as they go. Um, and Lady Di, you feel the motion underneath your skirt stop.
All right, lovebirds. Party's over.
Yeah. So she's forgotten Realms Morgan Freeman. Oh goodness. Um, uh, yeah. You move over to the side, and you see that Romeo and Juliet style, the paladin has taken off his gauntlet and has forced his wrist into the sleeping Wilfred's mouth, and is collapsed on top.
Oh, Bark dear. Here's an opportunity to get some blood. Their seed seems to be pooling on the floor. Get it so that when he wakes up, you have something to feed him. I just don't understand why this vampire stuff couldn't have happened on, like, Maroon Day. This Periwinkle script's a hot mess.
I'll deal with that later. I've got to. There's the Oh hey.
Whoa! Big tip!
Thanks
Holy
so much.
shnikes! Thank you so much for
There's
that. Please.
a seraph behind these broskies.
Okay, so for $25, you're introducing an ally or an enemy NPC. Please tell me if this is a force of good or a force of evil, and give me some idea as to their purpose. If it's a long thing, you're welcome to hit me up on the Black Feather Guild Discord. I live there, basically all the time.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
There's the Discord.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think you're already on there, but yeah, thank you very much for that $25 donation.
Yeah. We're gonna get your money's
Fantastic.
worth on this one. So we're not too far away from wrapping up, but I want to be able to introduce this. So let me know the bare bones of it, and then I'll get all the details before the next session.
Well, if it's a seraph, it's probably not the bones. It's like the opposite of the the bare bones. That's more like Lady Di's department.
That would be weird if there was a seraph made out of bare bones.
I'm sure they're just gonna wing it.
Bare bone. Oh my god, wing it. Oh, I live for these puns.
Okay.
The paladins have the support of a seraph, a powerful celestial, says the demon
Okay,
priest.
as they begin to run away, a seraph that oddly resembles a rubber ducky. No, a holy celestial being wearing a crown of rubber ducks, 6 glorious silver wings coming from their back.
Oh, there's a photo of one.
Oh, cool.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I'll be happy to take a look at that, and we'll make it properly ridiculous.
Oh, that is cool looking and terrifying.
And yeah, they begin to run away, and you hear a celestial voice inside each of your heads going, "No, no, my children, now is not the time for fear. Now is the time to regather your forces. We shall be back, and we shall avenge our fallen comrade." Hey, thank you so much for helping us reach the $40 goal there, Michael. We were $2 away. Yay, and now we made it.
Thank you so much.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. And the
And-
D6 for Zan.
Huzzah!
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, since we met our goal, we get a random bonus on the chart
A
here.
bone us.
Yes, a bone us.
A bone ass.
Oof. Oh my god.
Oh, what?
Uh,
What is this stream?
I don't find your jokes humorous.
Let me grab a die here and see what it is. That's gonna be triple crits. So I'm going to split that up as 2 for the cast and 1 for Zan, since it's currently 0 and 2. If nobody has any objections to that.
I'm alright with that.
All right.
Fitting since we've used 2 crits in this game in this session alone. Yeah, awesome. So yeah, you all hear this celestial voice in your heads going, "We will be back, you purveyors of sin and iniquity. You have not seen the last of." Hey, demon priest, what's the name of the seraph? You gotta let me know the name of the seraph, and I'll throw that in there. Uh, I'm bad at improving angel names.
Drake.
Drake?
It's a male duck.
I was gonna say.
It is, isn't it? Quackers?
I was gonna say Bert. Bert, if there's no other suggestion.
Oh,
Quackers.
quackers. Oh, quackers will never die. Oh, that would be an unkillable enemy. Oh no. Un segundo. Okay.
Un segundo. I like it.
Un segundo. Un segundo will be back. You have escaped judgment this day, but not for long.
I'm
And
gonna send a message to the seraph, and it's just gonna be.
Would you like un segundo or Bardio? And let me know if I'm saying either of those wrong. Or Bardio the un segundo. I think he was saying 1 second.
Yes.
Oh, I thought, okay.
Oh, that makes more sense.
Wow, I feel like an ass. Bardiel. Yeah, thanks for that. Yeah, sorry.
I think Bark's gonna yell out, would you consider a small a fine of some sort that I could pay to help fix this?
Nothing shall escape Bardiel's judgment, mortals.
That's technically not really accurate.
Your goons broke a bunch of stuff in the tavern. I'm gonna have to charge them for that, or we could just call it even.
There's no response.
Okay, we're gonna have to have
silence as an affirmation.
I should point out that I speak Japanese, not I only speak English and Japanese. I'm so sorry about that. The correction. Oh, I'm so embarrassed about that.
The great powerful 1 second.
I mean, I dig it.
Oh goodness.
Every time somebody, that's the thing, is like they're so powerful that they can control combat once per turn.
Yep. Yeah, legendary actions.
And every time that they do, somebody chimes. Words are hard. Every time somebody tries to attack them, they just hold up a finger and go 1 second until combat's over. Nobody gets to do anything. They live in the eternal present.
Oh goodness! Oh my!
Oh, I love you all, chat.
Okay, well, this episode would have been a giant flub without chat today. I'm so happy that y'all were around. Oh goodness. You all, not you all, but those of you who are upstairs see the 2 forms both begin to shift. And Villefred looks into the flickering open eyes of the paladin, who has now lost most of his color and looks like he would look dashing in a black silk suit, and says, "My love, you aren't, are you?" And he says, "Yes, I am." Oh, fuck, that wasn't Vilfred's voice. "My love, you aren't, are you?" And he goes, "Yes, for you, my dear. Always and forever yours." And they mooch, We do a little smoochy smooch, and that's gonna be where we call part 1 of this 2 or possibly 3-part episode. I
We
think
have
now this is
got
gonna have to be a
an
3-part episode.
emergency meeting of the ZBA to deal with this.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Oh goodness. Oh boy. Okay. Yeah. So, as difficult as this is going to be, we're gonna go back around the cast and let everybody remind you who they are, where you can find them next, and
what their favorite
what their
hentai is.
favorite part, what their favorite what?
No.
Oh God, no!
What their favorite part was, or part of the show.
Oh God.
I need a meme now that's just like, it's Cat running around and it's one of us going, "What do you have there? A hentai? No!
Put the hentai down, Cat. Put the hentai down."
This is not Kent Weeb's channel. It's not hentai.
Yeah. So, Locrian, go ahead and give us the information, the requested information.
I am a cat named Schrodinger, Cat and Schrodinger. I play Locrian, and my favorite part, oh god, all I can think of right now is hentai. Oh god, like, I don't know, like, my favorite part was, like, the behind the scenes, but, like, I just loved how, like, silly everything was today, and it, like, the puns were great. It was just, like, bizarre. Everything is great.
Excellent. Where can we catch you next, Cat?
I'll be where things go south on Friday on this channel at 1 p.m. Mountain Time. It's 3 p.m. my time. So, yeah, we're playing Monsters of the Week, and I play someone who is not a mute bard.
Excellent. Calliope. Let's
So
spill the
I'm
beans.
Calliope. My favorite part of today was seeing all of the people that I love in the chat, and breaking these people with my stories of tentacle porn. And
That was back in the VHS days, Calliope.
no, I know. Okay, just for the chat, I'm just saying. One time when I was like 16 or 17, I was hanging out with a boy, and he was like, "I like anime. Do you?" And I'm like, "I've never seen it." It was tentacle porn, and it scarred me since. So, but I still went out with him because I was 17. But I did.
As someone said something about the Forgotten Realms, Morgan Freeman, I just imagine Morgan Freeman's voice going, "It was not, in fact, anime."
No, it was bad. It was bad news. But I did see him a couple years ago, and he lost all his hair and had a little pot belly, and was chasing around his 2-year-old trying to get her to wear sunscreen. So yeah, that's what you get when you like tentacle porn. I'm not sure, but
we don't kink shame here.
No, he wasn't cute. He wasn't cute. He was really cute when he was 16. But anyway, not tentacle porn cute. So that's life lessons with Calliope today. Don't date someone who shows you tentacle porn without your consent.
Valuable life lessons.
Consent.
Yep, you got
consent is very important.
Consent is very important in all things, including tentacle porn. And now you've learned an important lesson. And
it's cool to be considerate, kids.
You should also probably not force your undead boyfriend to turn you undead without his consent. I think both myself and Lady Di are concerned about the quality of this relationship.
Oh yeah, there'll be some couple counseling going on, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
I'm sure Locrian, it'll just involve Locrian like floating above a couch, just nodding.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Very silent, judgmental therapist.
Yeah, deciding who gets the penis drawn on their forehead, like whoever's the bigger dick of the week, like whoever he sides with.
Oh God. Okay, Raven. Let's.
My favorite part is probably the fact that these are from the Order of the Rubber Ducky. These paladins.
Yeah.
The whole thing was great, though. I really enjoyed just being super ridiculous and silly, um, and it was really laid back and fun. So yeah, I think that's my favorite part. What about you, Sam?
Oh man, I'm Zan. I appreciate y'all going on this wild little ride with me. You can catch me at the links I just dropped into chat, insanitygaming.com or twitter.com/insanityttrpg. Believe it or not, I actually am a professional game master and I do a lot of content creation. Today was just a poop rain day. But yeah, favorite part. Hmm. Um, I enjoyed Chat immensely in this game. Chat was the real hero. For this particular session, it was y'all made this probably the most memorable session of the campaign so far, and I'm so sad that Face wasn't here to see it. Be sure to tune in next week for part 2 of what will now apparently be a 3-parter instead of a 2-parter. Um, because I mean we gotta keep that Seraph around. Um, yeah, and that's my whole spiel. Thank y'all so much for tuning in and hanging out, and we really appreciate you. Oh, next place you can catch me will be in I don't know, like 20 some teen hours, like 16 hours, I guess, during the Tuesday afternoon slot, where I will be running a very different Vampire the Masquerade game with the lovely Raven guest starring. And after that, I'll be in Raven's water game, and I will give her every bit of punishment back that I received today. So it all balances out. Just that good karmic teeter totter. Um,
Yes.
yes, the Seraph is the HR manager. Yeah, and I think that's my whole spiel. I'll leave it to you, Raven. Thanks everybody. This was, oh man, memorable.
Absolutely, this is great. Yes. So yeah, you can find me next tomorrow at 1 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time, 3 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. I'll be doing a guest spot right back here for La Famille Boucherie. I think I'm saying that
La
right.
famille Boucheri.
There you go. It is a very, very dark tabletop game, Vampire the Masquerade. But I'll be doing a guest spot and producing that, and then right back here again at 7 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time tomorrow for Water, which is a fundamental RPG tabletop game that is based on survival video games like Subnautica and Green Hell in the Forest and games like that. It's very fun. So that's where you can find all of us next. Thank you again to Michael Wayne, Demon and Priest. Um, I am forgetting who all donated and did subs today, but thank you everybody. There were so many of them, and I greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Diane, I see
Also, thank you to our.
Dorian, Ryle, or some of them.
There you go. You're better at remembering names than I am. But yeah, thank you, and thank you to our sponsors, Fundamental RPG and Grinding Coffee Company. So you can go to grindingcoffee.co and get 13% off of your order there by using the code RAVEN. That's RAVVYN. I just got mine today, and it's ridiculously good coffee. So yeah, definitely give it a shot. I think you'll enjoy it if you're a coffee fan. We're gonna go on a raid though. We're gonna go raid Polished Scripted, and because we're raiding Polished, and she's gonna shake her head and not know what to do with it. Our raid cry is no, not hentai. And yeah, thank you all. It was a fantastic night, and we will see you tomorrow. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
We are clear.